What is going on, y'all? And today we have a bunch of interesting updates to share about American Marksman, which is the next game by the developers of Off-Road Outlaws and the No Limit Drag Racing series. So make sure you watch throughout all of the rest of this video because we have a ton of information to go in depth on, and let me know what you are most looking forward to in the comment section below. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into it. Alright, so the first screenshot that we're going to be taking a look at is this one, and it gives us a very clear look at the user interface while you're sort of out on a mission. So let's break down a couple of parts of this screen. Now, obviously, as you can see down in the bottom left, there's a FPS counter. I'm not sure if that is a kind of dev version that is running an FPS counter or if that's going to be an actual option. Other things to note here are the fact that there is actually an assignment just below the map on the top left that actually assigns you to go after 10 wild mooses, and you have apparently gotten 3 out of 10. Now, there are a couple of other things that are up there on the left as well, like a chat box icon, looks like a friends icon, a pause icon, and a couple of other things as well. There's also a either voice or volume icon right below, like I said before, the map, which the map looks to be pretty large. The map definitely looks sizely. You also have a backpack, it seems. You have a couple of different stances you can take. You obviously have your aim and shoot buttons, your reload buttons, and you have a binoculars slash probably just look button. So looking at this, it looks like there's going to be a lot more detail in the user interface itself than we exactly expected. And the next series of screenshots goes a lot more in-depth than the one you just saw. But I want to read you guys the post from the official developers because there's a lot of interesting info in this. Now, before we get into the screenshots themselves, the developers say American Marksman isn't a normal hunting game. This is about more than just the hunting. With American Marksman, you're in control, create your own farm, pick its location, design its layout, add furniture to it, and share it with your friends. And then they finish off the post by saying, coming soon in all caps to iOS and Android. Now, coming soon doesn't exactly have an exact date on it, but the fact that they put that in all caps kind of makes me think and really honestly hope that that means that we are going to be seeing something for the holiday season. I'm really hoping that they're kind of hinting at a holiday season release with that. And speaking of, let's take a look at some of the houses and some of the places that you can put them. Now, you can go all the way from a basic log cabin like this, and you can see the prices for that and the location over there on the right, all the way up to, let's say you wanted a converted barn like this. This is also on the Colorado map, and there are different levels of which you can sort of order your house. I mean, I say ordering your house because it seems as though you buy specific farms and houses from this menu in the way of like you would basically order it. And as you can see right here, that's kind of your far right tier. So you would buy the land and you would buy the building that goes on the land, and then that would accumulate up to a total price. Now, it seems as though the money system in this game is going to be very similar to the money system we've seen in games like Off-Road Outlaws and No Limit Drag Racing 2.0, where you have cash accompanied by gold and a few other things, but there's also, it looks like, wood and maybe like some form of metal unit up there on the top right. So that's going to be a really interesting one to look into and see what they mean once the game goes live. Once again, you also have, like I said before, you can put these different cabins in different locations. This one, for example, the land is in Alaska, and you can choose, again, whatever building you want to put on it, and then that is where you are going to live. And then not only is that where you're going to live, but you'll be able to actually share these spaces with your friends and explore them and hang out in them with your friends. And let's just take a moment while we're looking at these areas, like for example, we're back in Colorado for the land, and then that is a $25,000 converted barn. Now, again, these prices are obviously a lot more balanced to the game's money system than they are to like real life, because I know that somebody might be thinking, wait a minute, that would be like hundreds of thousands of dollars in real life. And I'm like, sure, but in the game, it seems as though they've balanced it around that particular money system once again. Now, this one seems to be probably the most basic one you can get. It's only 5,000 with, the in-game cash, and location-wise, it's in Colorado, which is very, very, very pretty, by the way. But what really strikes me as interesting is it seems as though they're taking all of these different elements of hanging out with your friends in Off-Road Outlaws and hanging out with your friends in No Limit Drag Racing 2.0 and kind of merging those elements together to create almost a little element of like not necessarily an MMO where you have a bunch of people around, but little, tidbits of MMO style experiences where maybe you just want to build and customize a home and then go hang out at your farmhouse with your friends, and maybe you can go hunt, but you also don't have to if you don't want to. You could just chill out. Now, the next post that the developers made was honestly even more exciting because they said in American Marksman, you are in control of your farm or farms, multiple. You can place furniture, yard accessories, trophies, and farm equipment wherever and whenever you want on your farm, and then invite your friends to see it online. Now, let's dive into some of the items that you'll be able to place around your custom farm. They really have gone all in on customization with this game, because on the left you can see you can actually sort all these categories by farm items, furniture items, trophies, weapons. All of the different categories are there for you to use. Now, as we go through here, you can see obviously some of these are labeled like, test 1 and test 2. That's probably because as they show us these photos on their official Facebook page, the game is still in a certain stage of development. Now, these are some trophies that you could place around your house or property. And again, customization really seems to be the overall theme here, and I think the game is going to be that much better for it. I mean, there's never been a game that has been made worse by allowing more customization options. It's always better. Now, the furniture options are wild. The fact that you'll be able to just customize your house with all of this different furniture, again, leads into that sort of MMO-inspired element of this game, in my opinion. Can you imagine putting your entire house together and then just sharing it with your friends and just having them come hang out? And here we can see placing a generator outside, like near your four-wheeler. It's so in-depth and so kind of rooted in what you would see in these scenarios in the real world. And I think it's going to really push the boundaries, at least it seems to me, that it's really going to push the boundaries of what a lot of people have come to expect from your standard mobile game, because at the end of the day, this is a mobile game, and I think mobile games have come so far in terms of what they can offer and provide in terms of entertainment, in terms of multiplayer, in terms of really just user enjoyment, in my opinion. And I know that there's some people out there that still have a little bit of that internal that internal feeling of oh, it can't be that good, it's only a mobile game. And I understand that, because I had that kind of thinking for a while too. And then honestly, games like Off-Road Outlaws and No Limit 2.0 and now American Marksman, they didn't necessarily go in and change it immediately, but the more that I played them and the more that I understood how much went into the development and the more people that I met that played them and enjoyed them, and then went back and realized that these are games that you can keep in your pocket as you walk around throughout the day, it's insane. It's absolutely wild. And I think that obviously it makes sense that the tech in these mobile games is getting better and better as better and better and more capable mobile devices come out. And, the newer phones are insanely capable in terms of whether you're on an iPhone or Android. I mean, at this point, the processing power, the graphical power, it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts, the level that they've gotten to at this point. And that's coming from somebody that has been in the space, since, you could play basic games on an iPod. The technology in the space has come so incredibly far. Looping back just a little bit into the game itself, here we can actually get a look at what it looks like when you have multiple different farms. Now, it will show you the name of the area that it's in with a little background, and then it will show you the type of building that you have on it, and you can see at the bottom, you also have the option to buy a new farm. Now, you can also sell your farm, rename your farm, and up in the top right, you have the option to go explore other farms, which, again, really interesting. The fact that it's right there, the option to just just go and explore other farms that are available is so incredibly cool. So incredibly cool. This game really does seem, in my view, to be, again, taking all of those elements that we loved about getting together with friends in like Off-Road Outlaws or No Limit Drag Racing 2.0 and trying to bring them together in an experience that really I think is going to be a lot more than just a hunting game. Like, genuinely, this game is shaping up to be something that I think is going to have a properly huge community around it. But if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. And if you are new around here and you want to stay as up to date as possible, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn those notifications on. And I will see y'all next time. Hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. See y'all later.